Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the world beneath your feet is getting bigger. Not metaphorically, literally. Earth is expanding, slowly at first, almost unnoticeably, but with every passing hour, the planet grows larger, and nothing will ever be the same again. Today, we read diving into one of the most terrifying what-if scenarios ever imagined. What if Earth started expanding? And trust me, the consequences would be far more catastrophic than you think. At the very beginning, the expansion feels harmless. Maybe continents shift by a few centimeters. Maybe oceans stretch just a little wider. Maybe people feel tiny vibrations in the ground and think it's just a mild earthquake. But within hours, scientists realize something is deeply wrong. Earth's radius is increasing. The planet is swelling like a balloon, but there's no explanation why. As the planet expands, the first major effect hits humanity instantly. Gravity begins to weaken. Gravity depends on mass and distance from the center. As Earth's radius grows, but its mass stays the same, gravity begins to drop. Not enough to make people float, but enough to make everyone feel lighter, off balance, and constantly dizzy. You'd walk funny. Objects would feel strangely light in your hands. And every building on Earth becomes weaker because they were designed for a very specific gravitational load. But gravity isn't the only problem. As Earth expands, the crust begins to tear apart like ripping cloth. New cracks open everywhere. In cities, in mountains, under oceans. Entire highways split in two. Rivers reroute. Power lines snap. Water pipes burst. And volcanoes, which sit on fragile pressure points, begin to erupt one after another. Lava pushes through every new fracture, painting the world in glowing red scars. Now here's where things get horrifying. As Earth grows in size, the oceans begin to drain. Not instantly, but gradually. Because the seafloor is literally stretching outward, pulling water into deeper and deeper basins. Coastlines retreat, beaches disappear, harbors collapse. Ships end up stranded on dry ground, and millions of people suddenly live kilometers away from the ocean they once lived next to. Meanwhile, the atmosphere tries to stretch with the Earth, but it can't keep up. It becomes thinner. The sky becomes paler. Breathing becomes harder. Planes struggle to stay in the air. Weather patterns collapse. Storms grow unpredictable. And the protective shield that keeps deadly space radiation out starts failing. But the worst part, the Earth's core. Our core spins and controls the magnetic field that protects us from solar radiation. But if the solid inner core and molten outer layers are stretched and pulled apart, the magnetic field weakens. Auroras explode across the sky, visible everywhere. Beautiful but deadly. Radiation levels spike. Power grids fail. Satellites die. Electronics malfunction. Humanity enters a global blackout. And people start to panic. Because every hour, the ground expands beneath them. Cracking, bending, rumbling. Cities break apart like fragile toys. Skyscrapers tilt and fall. Subways collapse. Bridges snap. Roads shred into 1,000 pieces. It's not one disaster. It's every disaster happening at once, everywhere on Earth. Animals sense the destruction first. Birds fly erratically, unable to navigate without a stable magnetic field. Fish beach themselves as oceans reshape. Pets panic. Insects die in massive numbers as air pressure drops. The ecosystem collapses from the bottom up. Then comes the final phase, the phase no one survives. As Earth's radius grows larger and larger, gravity becomes too weak to hold the atmosphere at all. The air begins to drift upward, slowly escaping into space. Not all at once, but enough to make breathing nearly impossible. People struggle for oxygen. Fires stop burning. Water boils at lower temperatures. Sound becomes faint. And Earth starts to resemble Mars more than the planet we once knew. Humanity realizes the horrible truth. An expanding Earth is a dying Earth, a planet tearing itself apart from the inside out, a world turning into a hollow, fragile shell, drifting through space. And the scariest part? Not knowing why it's happening, or how big it will grow, or when the final collapse will come. Because once the expansion begins, there's no going back. No technology can stop it. No science can reverse it. Earth doesn't explode. It just stretches, cracks, collapses, and slowly becomes uninhabitable. So what's the terrifying truth? If Earth started expanding, even by just a few centimeters a day, the planet would unravel like a broken machine. Gravity weakens, the crust tears, oceans drain, the sky fades, the core destabilizes. And humanity is left watching their home get bigger and emptier until nothing remains but a giant, lifeless shell.